The find function tells you the starting position of characters you are searching for within a cell. In this example, we have some information here which we've extracted from our computer system. What we want to do is extract the product name, the product code, and the unit size out of it. But as you can see, there's no standard length here. So what we need to do is somehow find out in each cell where this hash sign is, and then extract the applicable characters. We can use the find function to find at what position this hash is located. So if I click in the cell where we're going to identify the character of the first hash, I activate the function wizard, I go to text, and you'll see there's find here. I can say OK. And what you'll see now, it gives us a bit of information. So first it tells us, it gives us the starting position. It does specify that find is case sensitive. So it says find the text, and in this case we know we want a hash, and we put it in inverted commas. Within text, we're going to point it here, and it asks for the start number, and you'll see you can leave it out, or you can just specify start at number 1. So I'll say 1. We can say OK. And you'll see it tells us that this hash is at point 20. Using this information, we can now use the mid function, which you can learn about elsewhere on the site, to extract the first part of the cell. So we use the function wizard, we find mid. The text we want to specify is here. The start number we know is from the very beginning, so we'll put a 1 in. The number of characters, we now know the hash is at point 20, so we want that, but we don't want to include the hash, so we subtract 1. We say OK, and there we have the extracted product name. Now we want to extract the unit size, which is sitting after the second hash. If we use this formula again, it will find the first hash again, which is at point 20. In order to find the second hash, we can use the find function again. Again, the text is a hash. We're looking in the same text, but now we know that we don't need to look in the first 20 characters because that hash is there. So we can use this information, and because we don't want to include the search with that hash, we can add 1. And when we click OK, we are told that the second hash occurs at point 32. With this information, we can now extract the last 3 digits from after the hash. So if we go here, we again use the mid function. We know the text is here. The start number, we now know we want to start at the second hash is at 32, so we want to start at 32 and we want to start plus 1. And the number of characters we know is 3. So when we say OK, what we have is the extracted unit number. Now, to be a bit more complicated, we want to extract the product code which is between the 2 hashes. As you'll see, we already know where the first hash is and the second hash, so we don't need to get that information. We can now go straight and use the mid function. The text is the same. In this case, however, the start number, we know it must start 1 after the hash. So we'll go to where the information for the first hash is, and we'll plus 1. And the number of characters will be where the second hash is, minus where the first hash is. And because we don't want to include the second hash, we need to minus 1. And when we say OK, you'll see it has extracted the details between the hashes. Now that everything is set up, it should simply be a case of highlighting all these cells and copying them down. And you should see that all the product names have been extracted correctly, the unit sizes are correct, and the product codes are correct.